I'm linking my old videos because I don't know why they're not getting viewed. I don't want them to help me by holding videos for when I'm monetized. Don't help me that way. That isn't helping. That's part of this issue. It's an issue of people who think that they're going to make me believe that they're out to help me. They aren't. They're out to get me. And I'm going to call these 2 videos out to get me. That's what they are. You don't hold people's videos for when they're monetized. I did those videos and I talked about those issues at the time, knowing I wasn't monetized for a reason. So they said I must have a better game plan than them. It's not about me having a better game plan than them. It's about me wanting to release my videos and live a life where I am free. I'm not a slave. I'm not a slave to them, especially. They're predators. The other big point that I want to make about all of this is that they can't have it both ways. This is how they are. They're the fence sitters. They sit on the fence and go to whatever is the best side. So this is a fence sitter. Oh, you're winning? Okay, I'm here. Oh, no, now you're not winning. I'm here. I don't like fence sitters. They sit on the fence and they can't make a decision until they see who's winning. And that's who these people have always been. And that's part of what I'm saying, that something in our society now is bringing up all of this stuff. It's all coming out. And what I was talking about earlier with my mom is that people want to go back in time, but they don't want to go back to like the 40s, 50s. They want to go back to a time when we had some of the good stuff, but it wasn't all we had. That would be like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Why do people want those time periods? Because we still had, like, you know, the things that we like. We had cable television, we had the internet, but it wasn't our whole world. We still were able to go outside, have a good time. We still had pen and paper where we can write things down, but if we needed to, we had computers to print out papers, and we didn't have to use a typewriter. People want to go back to that time. We all feel that. And part of what it was that we were still able to be ourselves. We didn't have these computers and the internet telling us who we are isn't good enough. Maybe if we do a little bit more of this, we'll be perfect. There is no perfection. So I think part of why we like the 80s and 90s is because we were able to be human during that time. We did our hair a certain way. We didn't have to worry about, oh, maybe this hair isn't good enough. It's the hair God gave us. So for these folks who keep wanting to talk about religion, why can't you talk about God when it comes to accepting how we look in our appearance? Oh, God doesn't have anything to do with that then. But God has something to do with how you want to take over and take credit for what I have done with my life. That's wrong. It's wrong. It doesn't even make any sense. If you say you can see the God in me, then you should be able to see what God has done for me. He gave me these gifts and you can't take credit for it. If anyone gets the credit, God gets the credit. The other big point about that is that when we're talking about how come kids aren't as interested in things as we were, because even people who I know who didn't like school and didn't do well in school, they can still think clearly because we were trained not just to memorize things or to pass, but to find what we're interested in, write about it, learn it, read about it. And that's what helped us learn how to think, how we can take in information and come up with something new without AI. We didn't need any AI. And part of what I've been doing is showing you guys different links to videos, not just based on what I think, my opinion, but facts in the comment sections and sometimes in the descriptions when I can. Because we have people who were able to take in information, come up with an original idea based on that information without AI technology. We had true intelligence and we learned how to think. We learned how to create. And that's part of why I don't like AI. Because what AI is trying to do is take people's original work, put it in a computer to make a copy version of it, a computerized version of original work. And what we did, how we were able to come up with the original work is because we learned in school. We wrote things by hand on pen and paper, chalkboards. We were asked to read something and write based on what we read. So even without loving school, you could still find a topic you were interested in and come up with an original idea based on that topic. You didn't need AI to do that. And that's part of what I'm saying about